Dear Heavenly Father, at this sacred hour, as the world lies in slumber and the veil between heaven and earth feels thin, I come before you with a heart laid bare, seeking your divine presence, your unfailing love, and the breakthrough that only you can bring. In the quiet of this early morning, when the stillness speaks louder than the noise of the day, I bow before you, acknowledging that you alone are the source of all wisdom, strength, and hope. Father, I praise you for the gift of this moment, this sacred, holy hour where I can stand before your throne of grace and pour out my soul. I lift my hands in worship, surrendering every burden, every fear, and every longing at your feet. You are the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the one who sees all, knows all, and holds all things together. You are my refuge, my fortress, my unshakable foundation. When the winds of life howl and the storms rage, you are the rock upon which I stand. Lord, I thank you for your goodness. Even when my circumstances seem uncertain, I trust in your sovereign plan. I thank you for every breath I take, for the rising of the sun, for the promise of new mercies each morning. I thank you for the unseen battles you have already won on my behalf, for the doors you are preparing to open, and even for the doors you have closed, knowing that they were not meant for me. I am grateful for your divine interruptions, for the ways you redirect my steps when I wander, for your steadfast hand that never lets me go. But Father, I confess that at times my faith wavers. There are moments when doubt creeps in, when I question whether you hear me, when my heart grows weary from waiting. Yet in this 3 a.m. hour, I choose to believe. I choose to silence every voice that contradicts your truth. I choose to stand firm in the knowledge that you are working even when I cannot see it. I know that my breakthrough is not delayed, it is being perfected in your divine timing. Your ways are higher than my ways, and your thoughts far exceed my own. So, Lord, I ask you to search my heart. If there is anything in me that hinders my breakthrough, bring it to light. If there is unforgiveness lurking within me, cleanse me. If there is bitterness taking root, uproot it. If I have held on to offense, release me from its chains. I do not want anything, no sin, no resentment, no pride, to stand between me and your perfect will for my life. Wash me, purify me, and create in me a heart that is fully surrendered to you. Father, I lift up every broken piece of my life and place it in your hands. You are the master potter, the one who takes what is shattered and crafts it into something beautiful. Where there is lack, I pray for abundance. Where there is sickness, I ask for healing. Where there is despair, I invite your joy. Where there is confusion, I seek your wisdom. Where there is fear, I declare your perfect peace. You have promised that when I call upon you, you will answer. You have assured me that when I seek you with all my heart, I will find you. Tonight, I seek you with desperation, not out of fear, but out of a deep hunger to know you more. I do not simply ask for blessings, I ask for a deeper revelation of who you are. I do not merely seek answers, I seek your presence, because I know that in you, I lack nothing. In you, I am whole. In you, I am strong. Lord, I pray for divine guidance in every area of my life. Illuminate my path and make clear what I cannot yet see. If I am standing at a crossroads, whisper your direction into my spirit. If I am on the verge of making a decision, confirm what aligns with your will. Shut every wrong door, even if I am tempted to walk through it. Open the doors that lead to purpose, even if they require faith to step through. I refuse to lean on my own understanding, but in all my ways, I acknowledge you, trusting that you will direct my steps. Father, I lift up every dream, every desire, every promise that you have planted within me. You are not a God who speaks in vain. Every word you have spoken over my life will come to pass in its appointed season. Even if I do not yet see the fulfillment, I will not waver, I will not grow weary, I will not give up, because I know that you are faithful, and what you have started, you will complete. Lord, teach me to walk in unwavering faith. Teach me to praise you before the breakthrough, to trust you in the waiting, to hold on to your promises even when the evidence around me seems contrary. I refuse to be moved by what I see. I choose to stand on what you have said. Your word is my foundation, my anchor, my truth. I declare over my life that every chain of limitation is broken in Jesus' name. Every stronghold that has kept me bound is destroyed. Every generational curse is reversed. Every hindrance that has delayed my breakthrough is removed. I walk in the fullness of my destiny. I step into the abundance you have prepared for me. I lay hold of every promise that is rightfully mine. Lord, surround me with your love. Let it be the force that shapes my thoughts, my actions, my words. Teach me to love as you love, unconditionally, without reservation, without expectation. Let me be an instrument of your grace, extending kindness even to those who do not deserve it, forgiving as you have forgiven me. Father, as I stand in this sacred hour, I pray not only for myself but for all who are seeking you in their own desperate places. For those crying out in the darkness, be their light. For those who are weary, be their strength. For those who feel forgotten, remind them that you see them. For those on the edge of giving up, renew their hope. You are the God of miracles, the God of sudden breakthroughs, the God who turns mourning into dancing, sorrow into joy, ashes into beauty. And so, I wait with expectation. I do not wait with fear. I do not wait with anxiety. I wait with confidence, knowing that you are already moving. You are already aligning circumstances. You are already preparing the way. You are already orchestrating my breakthrough. Father, I am yours, completely, unreservedly, eternally. Let your will be done in my life, on earth as it is in heaven. Father, as I remain in your presence in this sacred hour, I sense the weight of your glory resting upon me. The atmosphere is heavy with your peace, thick with the nearness of your spirit. Time itself feels suspended as I linger before you, caught in the stillness of eternity where my soul finds its home. Lord, I do not wish to rush this moment, for in your presence is fullness of joy, and at your right hand are pleasures forevermore. My heart drinks deeply from the well of your presence, and I am satisfied. Yet, Father, there is a longing within me, a yearning for more of you. The world offers temporary comforts, fleeting distractions, momentary pleasures, but nothing satisfies the depths of my being like you. I have tasted and seen that you are good, and now I hunger for a greater revelation, a deeper intimacy, a closer walk with you. Draw me nearer, O Lord, until my desires are fully aligned with yours. Mold my will until it bends effortlessly to your own. Shape my heart until it beats only for you. You are my everything, Father. You are the breath in my lungs, the fire in my soul, the light in my darkness. Without you, I am lost, but in you, I find my purpose. Without you, I am weak, but in you, I am made strong. Without you, I wander aimlessly, but in you, my steps are sure. You are the one who calls me by name, the one who knew me before the foundation of the world, the one who has written every day of my life in your book. And so, Father, I surrender, again, fully, completely. I hold nothing back. I lay down every ambition, every plan, every expectation at your feet, trusting that what you have prepared for me far exceeds anything I could imagine. Let my life be a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to you. Let my dreams be woven into the fabric of your divine will. Let my every step be ordered by your hand. I trust you, Lord. I trust you even when I do not understand. I trust you even when the road ahead is unclear. I trust you even when the waiting stretches long and the silence feels unending. Because I know that you are always working. I know that you are orchestrating every detail, aligning every moment, positioning every opportunity in perfect harmony with your divine plan. I do not need to see the full picture to believe in the masterpiece you are creating. I do not need to have all the answers to trust the one who holds them. Father, teach me the beauty of abiding, of resting in you rather than striving in my own strength. Let my faith be like the tree planted by streams of water, deeply rooted, unshaken by the storms, bearing fruit in every season. Let my soul be still and know that you are God. And as I abide, Lord, refine me, Purify my heart like gold in the fire. Remove every impurity, every selfish ambition, every hidden fear. Break every chain that binds me, every stronghold that hinders me, every lie that whispers doubt into my spirit. Let the refining fire of your spirit consume everything in me that is not of you. Burn away my pride, my impatience, my need for control. Strip away anything that stands between me and the fullness of your presence. Lord, I ask for divine clarity. In a world filled with noise, distractions, and competing voices, let me hear only yours. Silence the voices of fear, the voices of doubt, the voices that try to lead me astray. Let your still, small voice be the guiding light that illuminates my path. Let your word be the lamp unto my feet, revealing each step with precision and certainty. Father, I come against every spirit of confusion, every deception that seeks to cloud my vision. I reject every lie of the enemy that tries to make me question my calling, my worth, or my purpose. I declare that I am who you say I am, chosen, beloved, redeemed, set apart. I walk in the confidence of my identity in Christ, knowing that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. And Lord, in this moment of deep communion with you, I intercede for those who are also seeking a breakthrough. I lift up the weary, the discouraged, the brokenhearted, those who feel as though their prayers have gone unanswered. Father, be their strength. Remind them that you are near. Remind them that even in the silence, you are speaking. Even in the delay, you are moving. Even in the waiting, you are working all things together for their good. I pray for those who are battling unseen struggles, those whose pain is hidden behind a smile, those who feel trapped in cycles of fear, addiction, or despair. Break their chains, Lord. Shine the light of your truth into the darkest corners of their hearts. Let them know that they are not alone, that they are not forgotten, that you see them, love them, and are fighting for them. Father, for those who are at the edge of giving up, renew their hope. For those who are struggling to believe, increase their faith. For those who are crying out for direction, whisper your guidance. For those who feel unworthy, cover them in your grace. Let them encounter your love in a way that transforms them from the inside out. And Lord, let this be the season of breakthrough, not just for me, but for all who trust in you. Let chains be broken, let doors be opened, let miracles unfold, let restoration take place, let joy be restored, let victory be declared. I believe in the God of the impossible. I believe in the God who moves mountains with a single word. I believe in the God who makes a way where there seems to be no way. I believe in the God who turns mourning into dancing, despair into hope, ashes into beauty. And so, I wait with expectation, I wait with faith, I wait with unwavering confidence, knowing that the one who promised is faithful. I will not fear, I will not doubt, I will not waver, because I know that you are with me. I know that you go before me. I know that my breakthrough is already in motion, unfolding according to your perfect plan. And so, I praise you in advance. I thank you for the victory before I see it. I rejoice in the breakthrough before it manifests, because I know that you are a God who never fails. Father, as I continue in this sacred moment before you, my heart swells with awe at the mystery of your presence. Time fades, and all that remains is this divine communion, this holy exchange between Creator and creation. Between Father and child, I sense you drawing me closer still, beckoning me to go deeper, to step beyond the surface of my faith and wade into the depths of your unfathomable love. Lord, I long to know you more, not merely to know of you, but to experience you in the fullness of who you are. I do not seek you for blessings alone, nor do I pursue you only in times of need. I seek you because my soul was made for you. I pursue you because nothing else can satisfy. You are the wellspring of life, the source of my joy, the anchor of my soul. You are the one my heart longs for, even when I failed to recognize it. Father, I ask that you awaken within me a hunger that cannot be quenched by anything but you. Stir in me a passion for your presence that eclipses every worldly desire. Let my soul crave the sweetness of your word more than the fleeting pleasures of this world. Let my spirit yearn for intimacy with you more than success, more than recognition, more than any temporary comfort. Strip away every distraction, Lord. Remove anything that competes for my devotion, anything that subtly draws my heart away from you. Expose the idols I have unknowingly built, the things I have placed before you, the things I have clung to as my source of security. Teach me to let go, to release every attachment that hinders my walk with you. For I want nothing more than to be wholly yours. And in this sacred surrender, Father, I trust that you are doing a work in me far beyond what I can see. Even now, in this very moment, you are breaking chains that have bound me, removing burdens I was never meant to carry, and healing wounds I thought would never mend. I feel the weight lifting, the heaviness dissolving in the light of your presence. I am being renewed, transformed, made whole. You are the God who restores. You take what is broken and make it beautiful. You take what the enemy meant for harm and turn it into something good. You take my failures, my weaknesses, my shortcomings, and you weave them into a testimony of grace. Nothing is wasted in your hands. Nothing is beyond your power to redeem. And so, I release my past to you, the regrets, the mistakes, the memories that try to hold me captive. I will not let yesterday define me, for I am a new creation in Christ. I will not dwell on what was, for you are calling me forward into what will be. Your mercies are new every morning, and your grace is more than enough. Father, I also release my future to you. I lay down my anxieties, my fears of the unknown, my need to control what only you can orchestrate. I refuse to be paralyzed by uncertainty. Instead, I will walk in faith, trusting that the same God who has been faithful in my past will be faithful in my future. I do not need to see every step ahead. I only need to hold on to your hand. And as I walk with you, Lord, teach me to abide in your love. Teach me to rest in the knowledge that I am fully known, fully seen, and fully loved by you. There is nothing I can do to make you love me more, and nothing I have done to make you love me less. Your love is not based on my performance. It is rooted in your very nature. It is unshakable, unchangeable, eternal. Let this love be the foundation of my life, the lens through which I see the world, the force that shapes my thoughts, the power that fuels my actions. Let it cast out every fear, silence every lie, and heal every wound. Let it flow through me, that I may love others as you have loved me. Teach me to love with patience, with kindness, with humility. Teach me to forgive freely, to extend grace lavishly, to be a vessel of your compassion in a world that so desperately needs it. Father, even as I wait for my breakthrough, I refuse to wait in idleness. I will not be passive in this season. I will worship while I wait. I will serve while I wait. I will love while I wait. I will sow seeds of faith, knowing that in due time, I will reap a harvest. My waiting is not in vain, for every moment in your presence is a moment of preparation. You are refining me, strengthening me, stretching my faith, and deepening my dependence on you. I may not always understand your ways, but I know that they are good. I may not always see the evidence of your hand, but I know that you are always working. So I choose to praise you now, not when the breakthrough comes, not when the prayers are answered, but now, in this very moment, because you are worthy, because you are faithful, because even if my circumstances never change, you are still my God, and that is enough. And yet, I believe, Lord, I believe in your promises. I believe that what you have spoken over my life will come to pass. I believe that the plans you have for me are good. I believe that my breakthrough is on the horizon. I believe that the best is yet to come. I stand on the authority of your word and declare that I am stepping into a new season. The chains of limitation are broken. The strongholds of doubt are torn down. The doors of opportunity are opening. The favor of the Lord is upon me. I will walk in victory, not in fear. I will move forward, not backward. I will step into all that you have prepared for me with boldness and confidence. Knowing that you go before me, I declare that joy will replace sorrow, peace will replace anxiety, faith will replace fear, strength will replace weariness, hope will replace despair. And when the breakthrough comes, Father, I will not forget this moment. I will not forget the lessons you have taught me in the waiting. I will not forget the depth of your love, the power of your presence, the faithfulness of your hand. I will testify of your goodness. I will proclaim your greatness. I will use my story to point others to you. Because this breakthrough is not just for me, it is for your glory. It is for the testimony of your faithfulness. It is for the expansion of your kingdom. And so, I surrender to you completely, trusting that whatever comes next is in your perfect hands. Father, as I remain in this sacred place before you, I feel the weight of eternity pressing upon my soul. It is as if time itself bows before your majesty. And in this holy stillness, I am reminded that you exist beyond the boundaries of my understanding. You are not bound by time, by circumstance, or by limitation. You are the God of infinite possibilities, the one who speaks and brings forth creation, the one who commands and the winds obey. And yet, you stoop down to hear my voice. You lean in to listen to the whisper of my heart. Oh, how great you are, Lord! How marvelous are your ways! How perfect your judgments! How limitless your wisdom! I could search for all eternity and never exhaust the depths of your goodness. I could worship for 10,000 lifetimes and still not give you the praise you deserve. And yet, you accept the feeble offering of my lips, the humble cries of my soul, the simple yet sincere devotion I bring before you in this midnight hour. Father, I do not come before you with grand words or lofty prayers. I come as I am, small, fragile, in desperate need of you. I come not because I am worthy, but because Jesus has made a way for me. I come not because I have earned the right to stand in your presence, but because your love has drawn me near. And so, I bow before you, unworthy yet accepted, broken yet made whole, sinful yet redeemed by the blood of the Lamb. Lord, my spirit groans for more of you. I feel the hunger deep within me, an ache, a longing, a holy desperation to know you beyond what I have known before. I am no longer satisfied with a shallow faith, with prayers that touch only the surface, with moments of devotion that flicker and fade. I want to dwell in the depths of your presence. I want to abide in the secret place where mysteries are revealed, where burdens are lifted, where the veil between heaven and earth grows thin. Take me deeper, Lord. Draw me beyond the shores of my comfort and into the waters of radical faith. Stretch me beyond my understanding. Break the limitations of my own thinking, my own expectations, my own plans. Let me not settle for what is safe when you are calling me into the unknown. Let me not cling to what is familiar when you are leading me into newness of life. I do not want to miss what you are doing because I was too afraid to let go of what I have known. Father, I feel the shifting in the spirit. I sense that you are stirring something new, that you are preparing me for what I cannot yet see. And so I yield to the process. I will not resist your refining fire, though it may be uncomfortable. I will not run from the pruning, though it may be painful, because I know that every season of breaking is followed by a season of birthing. Every trial endured in faith is a seed planted for a future harvest. Every wilderness leads to a promised land. And so I surrender to you afresh. Take all of me, my mind, my will, my desires, my dreams. Let my heart beat in rhythm with yours. Let my spirit be attuned to the whispers of your voice. Let me be so sensitive to your presence that even the smallest nudge from your spirit moves me to action. I do not want to be one who waits for signs and wonders before I believe. I want to be one who moves at the sound of your whisper, who obeys at the first prompting of your spirit, who follows even when the path is uncertain. Lord, strengthen my faith. I do not want to merely talk about faith, but to live it. I do not want a faith that wavers when the storm rises. I want the faith that stands upon the rock of your word, unshaken, unmovable. I want the faith that sees beyond the natural, that calls forth things that are not as though they were. I want the faith that declares, even in the midnight hour, that you are still good, still sovereign, still working all things for my good. And Father, I pray for patience in the waiting. I know that my breakthrough is in your hands, and I know that your timing is perfect. But waiting is hard, Lord. There are moments when my heart grows weary. When doubt whispers its lies. When the enemy taunts me with the silence. Yet, I refuse to let impatience rob me of the fullness of what you have prepared. I refuse to settle for Ishmael when you have promised Isaac. I refuse to take matters into my own hands when you have called me to trust. So, I will wait in faith, I will wait in worship, I will wait in expectancy, knowing that every delay is divine. Every moment of waiting is a moment of preparation. Every unanswered prayer is setting the stage for a greater testimony. Lord, I trust you. I trust you with my life, my future, my destiny. I trust that you are leading me with precision, that nothing is wasted, that even my detours are divinely orchestrated. I trust that when the time is right, you will open doors that no man can shut. I trust that what you have promised, you will fulfill. And while I wait, Father, let me be found faithful. Let me not grow weary in doing good. Let me not be distracted by the noise of the world. Let me not seek validation from man when I already have your approval. Let me not be entangled in the cares of this life when you have called me to something higher. Let me fix my eyes on Jesus, the author and finisher of my faith. Lord, I lift up every person who is also seeking a breakthrough in their life. I stand in agreement with them, believing that you are the God who answers prayer. For those who are crying out for healing, let your healing power flow. For those who are burdened by financial struggles, open the windows of heaven and pour out provision. For those who are facing uncertainty, give them peace that surpasses all understanding. For those who feel forgotten, remind them that you see them, that you know their name, that you have written their story with purpose and love. You are the God of breakthroughs. You are the God who split the sea, who made water flow from a rock, who brought down the walls of Jericho with a shout. You are the same yesterday, today, and forever. And so I believe in your power. I believe in your goodness. I believe in your faithfulness. And so, even now, I lift my hands in worship. I worship before the answer comes, before the miracle manifests, before the breakthrough is seen. Because you are worthy, Lord, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. If you never gave me another blessing, you would still be worthy. If you never answered another prayer, you would still be God. And that is enough for me. Let my life be a living testimony of your glory. Let every breath I take be a song of praise. Let my days be filled with purpose, my nights be filled with peace, and my heart be forever aligned with yours. I love you, Lord. I am yours, now and forever. Father, as I remain in this sacred communion with you, my heart bows lower still, humbled by the magnitude of your love, undone by the depths of your mercy. The air around me is thick with your presence, and I know that you are near. I feel the weight of your glory, the whisper of your spirit, the gentle call to draw ever closer. And so, I press in, not in haste but in holy reverence, allowing my soul to be fully immersed in the ocean of your grace. Lord, my spirit is laid bare before you. There is nothing hidden from your sight, no thought unknown to you, no burden too heavy for your hands. You see the deepest corners of my heart, the unspoken longings, the silent tears, the battles waged in the quiet places of my mind. You know where I have struggled to trust, where I have faltered in faith, where I have let fear take root. And yet, you do not turn away. You do not grow weary of me. Instead, you draw me in with kindness, beckoning me to release every weight, every doubt, every hesitation. So here, in this sacred hour, I release it all. I let go of the worries that have robbed me of peace, the fears that have paralyzed my faith, the disappointments that have tried to steal my hope. I lay them at your feet, knowing that you are more than able to carry what I was never meant to hold. I trade my burdens for your peace. I exchange my weakness for your strength. I surrender my plans for the perfect unfolding of yours. Father, I want to know you, not just in the moments of triumph, but in the depths of the waiting, in the stillness of the unknown, in the refining fire of unanswered prayers. I do not ask merely for blessings, but for deeper intimacy with you. I do not seek only breakthroughs, but a heart so aligned with yours that I trust in your goodness even when the answers seem delayed. Teach me, Lord, to rest in the certainty that you are always working, even when I cannot yet perceive it. I refuse to measure your faithfulness by my circumstances. I will not allow temporary trials to define my view of an eternal God. I know that your silence is not absence. Your delay is not denial. Your timing is always perfect. And you are never late. You are orchestrating something beyond my comprehension, weaving a tapestry of grace where every thread has its place, even when I cannot yet see the masterpiece you are creating. And so, I choose to trust. I trust you when the path ahead is uncertain. I trust you when the waiting stretches longer than I expected. I trust you when the doors seem closed, when the prayers seem unanswered, when the breakthrough seems distant. Because you are not a God who forgets his promises. You are not a God who changes his mind. Every word you have spoken over my life will come to pass in its appointed time. Lord, let my faith be unshakable. Let it be the kind of faith that does not waver when the winds rise. The kind of faith that is not dependent on signs and wonders, but on the firm foundation of your word. Let my faith be like Abraham's, unmoved by time, steadfast in hope, unwavering in belief that what you have promised, you will fulfill. Let my faith be like Daniel's, bold enough to stand firm in the face of adversity, confident that you are greater than any earthly power. Let my faith be like Job's, unbreakable even in the midst of loss, declaring that you are still my God, still worthy of my worship, still sovereign over all. And while I wait, Father, let me be found faithful. Let my hands remain diligent, my heart steadfast, my spirit unwavering. Let my worship rise even in the midnight hour, my praise echo even in the darkest valley. Let my life be a testimony that faith is not about what I see, but about who I believe in. For you, O Lord, are my portion. You are my exceedingly great reward. Even if every earthly desire faded, even if every worldly treasure was taken, I would still have everything, because I have you. My joy is not found in what you give, but in who you are. My security is not anchored in temporary provision, but in the eternal promise of your presence. So, I will not fear the future. I will not be anxious about tomorrow. I will not allow the unknown to rob me of the peace you have already given. Because you are already in my tomorrow. You have gone before me. You have made the crooked places straight, the rough paths smooth. You have prepared every detail, written every chapter, ordained every step. I need only to follow you, to trust you, to walk boldly in the direction of your calling. Father, I lift up my hands as an act of surrender, as a sign of worship, as a declaration of victory, because I know that even now, you are moving. Even now, you are aligning things in the Spirit. Even now, you are breaking chains, opening doors, releasing favor, shifting circumstances. I may not see it yet, but I know it is happening. And so, I praise you in advance. I worship you before the breakthrough comes. I rejoice before the walls fall, because I walk by faith, not by sight. And Lord, I ask that this season of seeking you would not end when the breakthrough comes. Let me remain as desperate for you in the blessing as I am in the waiting. Let me never lose the wonder of your presence, never grow complacent in my pursuit of you, never allow comfort to replace my dependence on you. Keep me hungry for more of you. Keep my heart tender before you. Keep my spirit ever in tune with yours. Let my life be a vessel for your glory. Let my testimony be a light to those still waiting for their breakthrough. Let my journey be a roadmap of faith for those who come behind me. Use me, Lord, in whatever way you see fit, whether on the mountaintop or in the valley. Let my life be a song of praise that echoes into eternity. Father, as I linger in your presence, my spirit rests in the quiet assurance that you are near. The weight of your glory settles upon me, wrapping me in the warmth of your love. And I know that you are listening. Every word, every sigh, every unspoken longing of my heart is heard, gathered, and held tenderly in the hands of the Almighty. How could I not worship you? How could I not surrender more deeply to the one who knows me fully, loves me completely, and carries me through every season? Father, I feel you calling me still deeper, beckoning me beyond the edges of what I have known into a place of unshaken trust, into a faith that is no longer circumstantial but rooted in eternal truth. Oh, Lord, I do not want to merely believe in you, I want to live in you. I want my life to be hidden in Christ, so deeply anchored in your presence that no storm, no trial, no uncertainty can move me. And so, Lord, I come before you, not with requests alone, but with an open heart, ready to be shaped, ready to be molded, ready to be transformed. Do what you must in me. Father, purge from my soul everything that does not reflect you. Strip away every fear, every selfish ambition, every lingering doubt that dares to compete with my trust in you. Make me whole in you. Make me steadfast in you. Make me a living testimony of your goodness, a vessel through which your glory is revealed. Lord, I ask for a heart that burns for you, a heart that is undivided, a heart that loves you above all else. I do not want a faith that is lukewarm, a faith that wavers when life becomes difficult. I want a faith that is relentless, a faith that is unwavering, a faith that is built upon the rock that cannot be shaken. I want to be so deeply in love with you that nothing in this world can lure me away. And yet, Father, you know how easily my heart is prone to wander. You know the distractions that so often pull me away, the subtle doubts that whisper lies, the fears that try to creep in and shake my confidence in you. So I ask, Lord, place a guard around my heart. Keep my mind fixed on truth. Keep my soul anchored in your word. Teach me to be vigilant, to recognize the enemy's schemes before they take root, to stand firm in the authority you have given me. For I know that the enemy would love nothing more than to keep me in a place of fear, to keep me questioning, to keep me waiting passively instead of walking boldly in faith. But I refuse. I refuse to let fear dictate my future. I refuse to let doubt silence my prayers. I refuse to let waiting turn into worry. Instead, I will stand upon your promises. I will remind my soul that your word does not return void. I will speak life where the enemy has whispered despair. I will declare victory even before I see it. Because I know, Lord, I know that you are faithful. I have seen your hand too many times to doubt you now. You have provided when I had nothing. You have made a way when there was no way. You have spoken peace into the chaos, hope into the despair, light into the darkness. I have seen you move mountains before, and I know you will do it again. So I wait, not in fear, not in anxiety, not in frustration, but in expectation. I wait with joy. I wait with hope. I wait with the confidence of one who knows that my Father is a promise keeper. And while I wait, I will worship. I will not withhold my praise until I see the breakthrough. I will lift my hands now. I will sing now. I will declare your goodness now. Because my worship is not dependent on my circumstances. My worship is rooted in who you are. Lord, I pray that you would deepen my sensitivity to your voice. Speak, and I will listen. Move, and I will follow. Whisper, and I will obey without hesitation. Let me not be so consumed by my own plans that I miss the divine appointments you have placed before me. Let me not be so fixated on my own desires that I fail to see the greater work you are doing. Open my eyes to see what you see. Open my heart to love as you love. Let my life be a reflection of your heart, a vessel through which your presence is made known. I do not want to merely receive your blessings. I want to be a blessing. I want to be a conduit of your grace, an instrument of your peace, a messenger of your truth. And so, Lord, use me in whatever way you see fit. Use me in the waiting. Use me in the breakthrough. Use me in my weakness. Use me in my strength. I surrender completely to your will, trusting that whatever you have planned is greater than anything I could orchestrate on my own. Father, let your kingdom come. Let it come in my life. Let it come in my family. Let it come in my community. Let it come in this world. Let your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Shake everything that needs to be shaken until only what is of you remains. Pour out your Spirit. Lord, revive hearts, transform lives, bring healing, bring restoration, bring salvation. I stand in agreement with heaven, declaring that breakthrough is coming, not just for me, but for all who are seeking you. I lift up those who are weary, those who are burdened, those who feel as though they have been forgotten. Remind them, Lord, that you see them, that you know their name, that you are working behind the scenes even now. For the one who has been crying out in the secret place, remind them that not one tear has been wasted. For the one who has been waiting in silence, remind them that you are always speaking, always moving, always aligning things in ways they cannot yet perceive. For the one who has been wrestling with doubt, remind them that you are near, that your promises are still yes and amen, that nothing is impossible for you. And so I praise you, Lord. I praise you for what you have done. I praise you for what you are doing. I praise you for what is yet to come. I praise you in the waiting, in the unknown, in the unfolding. I praise you because you are worthy, yesterday, today, and forever. And with this praise on my lips, I rest in the assurance that you are working all things for my good. I may not see it yet, but I trust you. I may not understand it yet, but I believe you. I may not know how, but I know who, and that is enough. Father, as I continue in your presence, I sense the deepening of this sacred communion, this holy exchange where my spirit meets yours, where the weight of the world is lifted, and where I am reminded that I am not alone. Here, in the stillness, I feel your love wrapping around me like a shield, like a refuge from the storms, like a gentle whisper calling me home. Father, I cannot move from this place of prayer without acknowledging your mercy, mercy that has kept me, mercy that has covered me, mercy that has followed me even when I did not deserve it. How often have you protected me from dangers I never even knew existed? How many times have you made a way when I saw no way? How many battles have you fought on my behalf while I slept? Unaware of the wars waged in the spiritual realm, I do not take your grace for granted. Lord, I do not take for granted the breath in my lungs, the beating of my heart, the simple yet miraculous gift of another day. Every moment is a testament to your faithfulness. Every sunrise a reminder that your mercies are new. Every answered prayer a glimpse of your love. And even the unanswered prayers, those I have struggled to understand, are evidence of your perfect wisdom. So tonight, Father, I choose to rest in that wisdom. I surrender my need to understand, my desire to control, my restless heart that so often wrestles with the unknown. I release every why that lingers in my soul, every question that seeks answers I may never receive this side of eternity. Because I know you are good. I know that even when I do not understand, you are working all things for my good. Lord, I do not want my faith to be dependent on my understanding. I do not want to love you only when I see the outcome. I want to love you simply because you are worthy, simply because you are God, simply because you first loved me. Let my faith be rooted not in what you do, but in who you are. Let my heart remain steadfast in the waiting, unwavering in the wilderness, unshaken in the storm. For you, O Lord, are my anchor. You are my steady place. You are the unmovable rock upon which my life is built. When the winds rise and the waves crash, I will not be afraid, because my foundation is sure. When darkness tries to creep in, I will not be shaken, because I stand on the truth of your word. Your promises are my refuge, your presence my safe place, your voice my guiding light. Father, I pray for a spirit that does not grow weary. You see the burdens I carry, the silent battles, the places where my strength feels small. But you have not called me to carry this weight alone. You have not asked me to figure everything out, to bear the responsibility of my own breakthrough, to force doors open with my own strength. You have simply called me to trust. So I lay it all at your feet, every burden, every worry, every expectation, every battle I have tried to fight in my own power. I let go. I release the grip I have on my own understanding, my own plans, my own timetable. I choose surrender. I choose to rest in the arms of my Father, to believe that you are handling what I cannot, to trust that you are doing a new thing even when I cannot see it. Lord, if I have held on to anything more tightly than I have held on to you. Loosen my grip, if I have placed my trust in anything other than you. Realign my heart, if I have allowed fear to become louder than faith. Silence the voice of the enemy and let your truth rise within me. I want to be so rooted in your love that nothing can shake me. I want to be so in tune with your spirit that I recognize your voice in the midst of the noise. I want to walk in such confidence that even when the road ahead is unclear, I move forward in faith, knowing that you are leading the way. For I know, Lord, that you are a God of order. You are not the author of confusion. You do not lead me into chaos, but into peace. So where my mind has been restless, I invite your peace. Where my heart has been troubled, I invite your stillness. Where I have been striving, I choose to abide. And in this place of abiding, Lord, I wait, but I do not wait passively. I wait in expectation. I wait knowing that you are faithful, knowing that my breakthrough is already set in motion, knowing that my prayers have been heard and are being answered according to your perfect will. I do not know when, but I know who, and that is enough for me. Father, I intercede for those who are also in a season of waiting. Those who are weary, those who feel as though their prayers have been met with silence. Remind them, Lord, that your silence is not rejection. Your timing is not neglect. You are working even in the unseen places, even in the quiet moments, even when it feels like nothing is happening. You are aligning things. You are preparing hearts. You are making a way. For the one who is battling discouragement tonight, lift their head, Lord, let them know that they are not forgotten, that you are nearer than they realize, that you are holding them even now. For the one who is standing at the edge of giving up, breathe fresh hope into their spirit. Let them feel your presence so tangibly that they cannot deny that you are moving on their behalf. And Lord, let this season of waiting not be wasted. Let it refine us. Let it deepen our faith. Let it strip away everything that does not belong, so that when the breakthrough comes, we are ready to carry the blessing. Do not let us walk into a new season with old mindsets. Do not let us inherit the promise while still clinging to the fear of the past. Prepare us, Lord, so that when the doors open, we walk through them in boldness, in faith, in unwavering confidence that the God who brought us here will sustain us there. I believe, Lord, I believe that you are not just the God of my past, but the God of my present and the God of my future. I believe that the best is yet to come, not because of anything I have done, but because of who you are. I believe that every delay is divine. Every closed door is protection. Every unanswered prayer is making room for something greater. I believe that you are for me, that you are working all things for my good, that nothing can separate me from your love. And so, I will worship while I wait. I will praise you before I see the promise. I will sing before I see the miracle. I will rejoice not only when the breakthrough comes, but in the process, in the stretching, in the refining, because you are worthy, Lord, worthy of my trust, worthy of my faith, worthy of my worship in every season. Father, as I remain in this sacred posture of prayer, my heart leans ever closer to yours. The stillness of this moment is holy ground, a sanctuary where my soul finds refuge, where my burdens are lifted, where the weight of the world melts away in the light of your presence. Father, I sense you drawing me into deeper waters, into a faith that does not depend on sight, into a trust that is not shaken by circumstances. You are calling me beyond the safety of the shore, beyond the limits of what I have known, beyond the borders of my comfort. And though my flesh hesitates, my spirit says yes, yes, Lord, I will follow wherever you lead. Yes, Lord, I will surrender whatever you ask. Yes, Lord, I will trust you even when I cannot trace your hand. For I know that you are good. I know that you are faithful. I know that every path you set before me, though uncertain in my eyes, is filled with divine purpose. You are not leading me into destruction but into destiny. You are not leading me into loss but into life. You are the good shepherd who goes before me, preparing the way, making the crooked places straight, lighting the path one step at a time. And so I walk by faith, not by sight. I step forward, not because I see the entire road ahead, but because I know the one who holds the map. Father, increase my faith. Let it be the kind of faith that does not waver in the waiting. The kind of faith that remains steadfast even when prayers seem unanswered. I do not want a fragile faith, one that rises in the blessings and falls in the trials. I want a faith that is immovable. A faith that stands firm like a tree planted by streams of living water. Let my faith be the faith of Abraham, who believed even when all seemed lost. Let my faith be the faith of Moses, who trusted you even when the Red Sea stood before him. Let my faith be the faith of Job, who declared your goodness even in the midst of suffering. And Lord, I do not ask only for faith to believe in the breakthrough. I ask for faith to endure the process. Strengthen me in the waiting. Teach me to trust your timing, to rest in the knowledge that you are never late, never caught off guard, never unprepared. Your ways are higher than mine. Your thoughts are beyond my comprehension. And what you are doing, even now in the unseen, will exceed every expectation. Father, let me not be so consumed with waiting for the promise that I miss the beauty of your presence in the process. Let me not grow so anxious for the destination that I fail to recognize the lessons of the journey. For I know that the waiting is not wasted. The waiting is refining me. The waiting is shaping me. The waiting is preparing me for the very thing I have been praying for. So I yield to the process. Lord, I yield to your timing, your ways, your wisdom. I choose surrender over striving. I choose trust over anxiety. I choose patience over panic. I choose faith over fear. And in this surrender, Lord, I find peace, the peace that surpasses all understanding, the peace that guards my heart and mind, the peace that comes not from circumstances but from the assurance that you are in control. I breathe it in, this holy peace, this divine calm that settles every restless thought, every wandering fear. Father, I lay everything before you, every hope, every dream, every longing, every unanswered question, every unfulfilled desire. I place it all at your feet, knowing that in your hands, nothing is ever lost, nothing is ever forgotten, nothing is ever wasted. You are the God who sees me, the God who knows me, the God who calls me by name. And if you care for the lilies of the field, if you clothe them with beauty, if you feed the sparrows and guide the stars in their courses, how much more will you care for me? So I release the burdens I was never meant to carry. I release the pressure to figure it all out. I release the timeline I have constructed in my mind. I release the need to have all the answers. And instead, I fix my eyes on you. I anchor my soul in your promises. I rest in the truth that you are working behind the scenes, moving in ways I cannot yet perceive. Father, I pray not only for myself, but for those who are also in a season of waiting, those who are weary from the journey, those who feel as though their prayers have gone unanswered. Strengthen them, Lord, renew their hope. Let them know that you are near. Remind them that the delay is not a denial, that the silence is not rejection, that you are orchestrating things far beyond their understanding. For those who are battling discouragement, breathe fresh life into their spirits. For those who are questioning their worth, remind them that they are fearfully and wonderfully made, that they are chosen, that they are loved beyond measure. For those who feel forgotten, let them hear your voice whispering their name, calling them beloved, reminding them that you have never left their side. And Father, let this season of waiting be a testimony in the making. Let it be a story of faithfulness, a story of perseverance, a story that declares to the world that you are a God who keeps his promises. Let it be said of me, and of all who trust in you, that we did not grow weary, that we did not give up, that we stood firm and saw the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. I believe, Lord, I believe that my breakthrough is on the horizon, that my prayers are being answered, that the doors you have ordained are opening. I believe that you are moving even now, aligning things in the spiritual realm, making a way where there was no way. And so I praise you. I praise you before I see the answer. I praise you before the miracle manifests. I praise you not only for what you have done, but for what you are doing and what you are about to do. I praise you because you are worthy, yesterday, today, and forever. I will wait upon you, Lord, not with despair, but with expectation, not with fear, but with confidence, not with doubt, but with unwavering faith. Father, as I remain in the stillness of your presence, I feel the pull of eternity, the call to go deeper still, to surrender more fully, to trust more completely. There is no rush here, no need to strive, no pressure to perform, only the gentle invitation to rest in you, to abide in the certainty of your love. And so, I yield, I exhale every weight I have carried, every worry I have held on to, every fear that has whispered in the shadows. I lay them all at your feet, knowing that you alone are my refuge, my strength, my ever-present help in times of need. Father, I sense that you are stretching my faith in this season, drawing me into a trust that is not dependent on my circumstances but anchored in your unchanging character. You are teaching me that faith is not about seeing, it is about knowing. Knowing that you are good, knowing that you are working, knowing that even in the silence, you are speaking, even in the waiting, you are moving, even in the unknown, you are guiding. I do not want a faith that wavers. Lord, I do not want to be like the waves, tossed and turned by every shifting tide. I want to be steadfast, immovable, unshaken. I want my trust in you to be as sure as the rising sun, as constant as the stars you have set in place. No matter what my eyes see, no matter what my ears hear, no matter what my emotions tell me, let my faith remain anchored in your truth. For you, O Lord, are my rock, you are my sure foundation. You are the one who upholds me when my strength fails, the one who carries me when my feet stumble, the one who leads me when I cannot see the way. I have no need to fear, because you go before me. I have no need to worry, because you hold my future. I have no need to strive, because your grace is sufficient, and your power is made perfect in my weakness. So, Father, I let go. I release my grip on the things I was never meant to control. I surrender my timeline, my expectations, my need for immediate answers. I trust that what you have planned for me is greater than what I could ever plan for myself. I trust that your delays are not denials, but divine preparations. I trust that every closed door is leading me to the right one, that every detour is directing me toward destiny, that every unanswered prayer is making way for something far better than I could imagine. Teach me, Lord, to delight in the waiting. Teach me to find joy in the in-between, to recognize that the process is just as important as the promise. Let me not be so fixated on the destination that I miss the beauty of the journey. Let me not be so consumed with what is ahead that I fail to see what you are doing right now. Because even in the waiting, you are with me. Even in the uncertainty, your presence is my certainty. And as I wait, Lord, let me wait well. Let me wait in faith, not in fear. Let me wait in worship, not in worry. Let me wait in expectancy, not in anxiety. Let my posture be one of praise, my heart one of surrender, my spirit one of unwavering trust. Because I know that you are faithful. I know that you are working. I know that at just the right time, in just the right way, you will bring forth the breakthrough you have promised. Father, I pray not just for myself, but for every heart that is weary in the waiting, for those who have prayed and seen no answer, for those who have hoped and felt disappointment, for those who have stood in faith but feel the weight of delay pressing upon them. Strengthen them, Lord. Remind them that you have not forgotten them, that their prayers have not fallen on deaf ears, that their faith is not in vain. You are not a distant God. You are near. You are present. You are moving in ways that we cannot yet perceive. And when the time is right, you will make all things beautiful. So I will trust, I will worship, I will wait with expectation, and I will rest in the knowledge that you are always faithful, always working, always leading me toward the plans you have prepared. Father, I am still here, lingering in the quiet of this sacred moment, where the noise of the world fades and my soul finds rest in you. There is something holy about this stillness, this hush where my heart is no longer pulled in 1,000 directions, where my mind is no longer racing with worries, where all that remains is you. Father, in this silence, I realize that I do not need to fill the space with endless words. You already know. You know the depths of my heart, the thoughts I cannot put into words, the prayers too deep for speech. You know the burdens I carry, the questions that linger, the dreams I dare not speak aloud. And yet, you do not turn away. You do not grow weary of my need. Instead, you draw closer, reminding me that I am fully known, fully seen, and fully loved. So tonight, I do not come asking only for answers, for breakthroughs, for doors to open. I come simply to abide, to rest in the assurance that you are enough, to sit at your feet, to listen for your voice, to let my soul soak in the truth that you are working, even in the silence, even in the waiting, even in the unseen. Lord, how often have I rushed for moments like this? How often have I prayed for direction but not waited to hear your voice? How often have I sought your hand more than your heart, pursued the blessing but not the blesser? Forgive me, Father, for the times I have been impatient, for the times I have allowed my desires to overshadow my devotion, for the moments when I have treated you as a means to an end rather than the end itself. But tonight, I choose differently. Tonight, I lay down my striving. I release my expectations, my timelines, my need for control. I surrender every plan, every goal, every hope at your feet, trusting that you know what is best for me, trusting that what you have in store is far greater than what I could orchestrate on my own, trusting that the waiting is not wasted, that the process is just as important as the promise. For you are not just the God of destinations, you are the God of the journey. You are present in every step, in every delay, in every detour. You are the God of the in-between, the one who shapes me in the waiting, who refines me in the stillness, who strengthens my faith in the unknown. And so, I will wait well, not with frustration, but with faith, not with doubt, but with expectation, not with fear, but with the unwavering confidence that you are leading me, that you are making a way, that every delay is divine, every obstacle is an opportunity for your glory to be revealed. Father, teach me to be still and know that you are God. Teach me to rest in the knowledge that I do not have to figure everything out, that I do not have to force doors open, that I do not have to strive to make things happen in my own strength. You are the author of my story. You hold the pen, and every chapter you write is filled with purpose, even when I do not yet understand the plot. So I trust you. I trust that you are weaving together something beautiful. I trust that nothing is wasted in your hands. I trust that when the time is right, you will bring every promise to pass. Until then, I will remain in this place of surrender. I will keep my eyes fixed on you. I will let your presence be my priority, your word be my foundation, your love be my greatest treasure. Father, I quiet my soul before you once more, letting the weight of this moment settle deeply within me. The air is thick with your presence, the kind that cannot be manufactured or forced, the kind that simply is. It is here, unshaken, unwavering, waiting for me to lean in, to receive, to trust. Lord, I have prayed, I have sought, I have laid my heart bare before you. And yet, I know there is more of you to know, more of your presence to experience, more of my own heart that still needs to be surrendered. So, I lean in closer, I open my hands, my heart, my soul, and I ask, take me deeper. I do not want to stay where it is comfortable. I do not want to walk the familiar path simply because it feels safe. I do not want to live a faith that is only convenient, only spoken but not lived, only strong when the road is easy. I want the kind of faith that moves mountains, the kind of faith that dares to believe even when the evidence has not yet appeared, the kind of faith that does not break under pressure but grows stronger in adversity. So, refine me, Lord. If there are parts of me that still resist surrender, reveal them. If there are areas where I am clinging to my own way, loosen my grip. If there are places in my heart where fear still lingers, flood them with your perfect love that casts out all fear. I do not want to live weighed down by worry, exhausted by striving, distracted by temporary concerns. I want to be free, free to trust you fully, free to walk boldly in my calling, free to rejoice even in the unknown. Because I know you, Lord. I know that you are good. I know that your plans for me are good. I know that even when I do not see it yet, you are working all things together for my good. And so, I choose to rest in that truth. I choose to quiet every anxious thought and replace it with the unshakable confidence that you are in control. I choose to stand on your promises, not on my emotions. I choose to build my life upon the solid rock of your word, rather than the shifting sands of my own understanding. Lord, let this be a defining moment. A moment where my faith is no longer just words, but action. A moment where my trust in you is no longer dependent on what I can see, but on who you are. A moment where I step fully into the peace that surpasses all understanding. The peace that is not circumstantial. The peace that comes only from being held by you. I will not rush ahead of you. I will not try to force what is not yet ready. I will not let impatience steal my peace. Instead, I will worship while I wait. I will praise you in the process. I will walk each step with faith, knowing that every delay, every redirection, every unanswered question is part of a greater story, one that you are writing with infinite wisdom and boundless love. And when the breakthrough comes, because I know it will, let me not forget this moment. Let me not forget what you have taught me in the waiting. Let me not be so consumed by the blessing that I neglect the one who gave it. Keep my heart tender, my soul anchored, my spirit ever aware that you are my greatest treasure. Dear Heavenly Father, as I draw this prayer to a close, I do so not with an ending, but with a beginning, a renewed heart, a deepened trust, a soul anchored in the certainty of your love. I have poured out my prayers before you, and yet, I know that you have already heard them before they ever left my lips. You have seen every tear, understood every longing, and held every unspoken word in the depths of your grace. Lord, I do not leave this sacred place the same. Something within me has shifted. The burdens I once carried feel lighter. The weight of worry has been replaced with the peace that comes from surrender. I no longer carry the urgency to figure everything out. Instead, I rest in the knowledge that you are already working it out. I no longer strive to make things happen in my own strength, because I trust that your strength is more than enough. Father, I thank you, not just for the answers that are coming, but for the presence that is already here. Not just for the doors you will open, but for the way you are preparing me to walk through them. Not just for the blessings that await, but for the character you are building in me through the waiting. You are always at work, shaping, refining, strengthening, and leading me closer to you. And so, I go forward in faith, not with fear, not with hesitation, but with confidence in who you are. My steps are ordered, my future is secure, my hope is unshakable, not because I hold the answers, but because I am held by you. I surrender everything into your hands, knowing that there is no safer place for my life to be. I love you, Lord. I trust you. I am yours today, tomorrow, and forever. Amen.